All right. All right. Hi. This is Raj of Conway, Conway Industries, and yeah, uh, I've been doing more of these recently because I do them at every coffee that I have now. So yeah, what we're getting into right now is theory and practice. Uh, yeah, how I get into usually how my video ideas pop in is like I just consume information around me and a thought pops up. So the one that I'm addressing here is how people undermine theory. So I get that practicing and like experience and everything is like great and all. Uh, but then I'm just like here to like balance the scale and like see like theory is also kind of important. Uh, how I'm gonna be serendipitous about that is like if you balance the two, if you heat up a whole bunch and then go do whatever you want to pla- whatever you plan on doing or like then get the experience, it's going to be a much more accelerated progress than just like going in there and trading quickly. Uh, so the idea of balancing theory and practice is what we're getting into right now. Uh, the usual wisdom is that experience is like much more value, and yeah, that's what it is. But experience is much more valued, and consolidating that experience over time into distilled wisdom and formats in terms of like let's say theory is kind of an accelerator. So whenever you're like experiencing something, uh, to have rules of thumb or thumb rules that you devise by yourself, they are actually a consolidation of past experiences into theory. Now there may be circumstances that change the potential application of the theory based on like what domain you're in right now. The laws of physics sort of don't change, but then they're also kind of experimental. Like physics is a sort of an experimental science in the sense that you hypothesize, you build a theory, you test models, and like if the model is refuted, you have to find a new one. But other than that, building theory comes from practice. So this idea of theory and practice, even like let's say even the softer sort of a pseudoscience area like psychology or cognition, experiences or like statistical instances of a certain case study are what lead to thumb rules and like certain rationale about how things usually are. But to have an idea of how things usually are and then getting into the thing is going to be much faster than just getting into thing right away and not understanding what you should look for or like what sort of things you should be looking for. So balancing this act of like uh, like building your own like bootstrapping your own context of the domain and then getting into like whatever you want to is kind of a nice happy medium to like accelerate whatever you're learning. Don't just try and dive into don't just I mean okay, uh, just theory is not great, just practice is not optimal. Yeah, iterating like back doing like a back and forth between the two is kind of nice is what I'll say. So why I feel this needs to be said is people undermine theory quite a lot. They undermine in the sense that they say like the experiences is what yeah experience is like where it's at, uh, or yeah, they'll be like they learn something in theory but then they experience something else in practice and like that sort of stuff. uh, Circumstances change and like the objective of the two is not the same. Theory helps you understand what is different in practice, what you should observe in practice, like what you should focus on. If you were to not get into the theory of a particular domain and just like go on practicing it, let's say I just move around looking at light. Now, by theory, it means standing on the shoulders of giants. So that also means just utilizing past practice and like documentation of that practice. So that is what it is mostly. But yeah, if you were to just rely on your own observations all the time, you would sort of be very slow and you would not be able to get a whole bunch of things done. So there is this consolidation of all the wisdom out there that has been documented in so many textbooks and like docs and stuff. I mean, I guess people don't respect it enough. So yeah, just putting it out there is what this talk mostly is. Yeah, I think that's enough for the day. Uh, it's kind of nice that I'm having coffees and like I can do shorter stuff. So that's cool. So the takeaway from this one is yeah, uh, learn what your balance is between theory and practice. If you're let's say learning rock climbing, uh, reading up a little about rock climbing beforehand as to like what you're supposed to look into and what you can get into. Like yeah, maybe a few quick Googles here and there, like a small YouTube video will definitely help you out like better than just like climbing and like grabbing a rock. I'm not saying prefer one over the other. I'm just saying do both. Just don't undermine one for the cost of the other. So there's that. Yeah. Have a good one. This was Raj of Conver Industries again for the second time of the day. Uh, yeah. Good day.